Hello and welcome to 2.5 Days with Stephen Youngson, myself, Ryan McCready and Al Thompson. This week we've got a special guest, Mick Mac. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good.
Do you know what, you're probably one of the most spoke about comedians on this podcast?
Aye.
Actual?
Aye.
Have you listened to it? Well, you're meant to say, I know, I listened to it every week.
That's why he's put a shirt and tie on, no? Like, he's dignified.
Dressed up for it.
He's here. He's here. No, I'm going to go back and watch every episode now.
Oh, because we keep bringing
I was saying, he's a wee fan of that Mick Mac.
slagging you and that.
Never know.
I'm honoured.
All
No,
good.
because what usually gets brought up how annoying you are.
Aye.
About how you're so young, you're so new, and you're so good. And it's annoying.
You're making me blush.
You're the only person we've had to go in here to come with a permission slip. So you're 18 years of age.
18 years of age, aye. Started stand-up when I was 17, but...
Aye.
Which was fucking... I was lying to every venue about my age, man. I was like... Especially because, like, see my intro joke where I'd be like, hello, my name's Mick Mac. I just recently turned 18. And then I go to somebody in the audience member and I'd be like, oh, hearing that I'm 18 may be good news for you. If you're into belly legal twinks. And then I go like fucking, but it's like really awkward. See if you say that you're, because one time I fucked up and I said 17 and then I tried to do that bit, but it just made the whole audience uncomfortable. Because then the next bit was just like, but I must warn you, I don't have any pubes yet. And they were like, probably.
Aye.
So when did you start? When was your? Do you remember your?
March 29th last year.
Everybody's got their dates down. I
Didn't they,
don't remember my exact.
I can remember
date.
my exact
I
date.
remember it was late November. I'm actually saying 29th, but I'm not 100%.
I didn't remember the exact date until recently because I signed up to do my show at the Comedy Festival. I know we're not quite at plugs yet, right? But 2 shows at the Comedy Festival. Split bill with Tasha Mott, young team, check it out. I'll mention it again.
Aye.
But fucking, yeah, no, because I was looking back on that, because that's a Friday the 29th of March, and then I was looking back on my videos, and then I found the first stand-up clip, because the guy that got me into it, Paul Matt, took a video and he sent me it, and it was like 29th of March, and I was like, oh, my last like show at the Comedy Festival is on my year anniversary of starting
cool.
stand-up.
That's quite nice.
class.
That's good.
Yeah,
Aye,
it's good crack. I'll be at 100 gigs by then as well, because I'm at like fucking 90 right now.
Fucking hell.
I know, I'm tired.
I can believe it. I need to start getting myself out there, man.
Aye.
I'm not doing
We've
enough.
all got wins, but
I know.
let's not be
You've got to realise, like, I've been unemployed for the better part of the last year, just like day in college and stand up, and just like living off fucking student funding. So
Putting it to good use.
putting it to
true.
pints and train tickets.
At least train tickets is involved in there because, like, you know, most are just pints.
Basically just pints, but then sometimes you need to go to Edinburgh, you know.
So it's hard to bump the fucking train the whole way there and back for Edinburgh.
No, like there's been a couple of times that I've considered like, what if I just bought a ticket to like Falkirk, and I just like, no, but the thing is like, see if you're going on a train in Glasgow, and I've stopped trying to get one with a child ticket quite recently. Because I did the trains in Glasgow and they're just like, fuck off, right? You're not 15. But when I did the trains to Edinburgh, they just don't really care as much, probably because you don't get as much BAMs on the trains. Like, see the Glasgow ScotRail trains, like on the Argyll High Street lines, that must be a fucking nightmare of a job, man, because if you ever try to get those trains on a Friday night, it's chaos.
Aye, it's murder.
Like, it's usually like the other tip is if you use the train a lot, is keep all the tickets, because if you've not got one, you've managed to get through. One with a close enough date and confidence.
Yeah, I've done it. I have done it. But then you want to know what I found out? The big part of the reason why I stopped trying to chance it with child tickets is because I found out that if you're under 19, you get a discount with your Young Scot card. So,
right, so we're getting cheaper anyway.
Aye.
Well,
in August I can't get that anymore though. So not looking forward.
Young
still
Scot
get plenty
card.
of time.
Young Scot card last year, the way up to your 26.
No, but that's for getting free buses.
Right,
that's
okay.
not for getting the train discount.
Right,
Yeah.
fair enough.
But something I definitely do not do is, see when I go on it this year, Shield Muir. No, I don't go on. Somebody else who will not be named gets on it this year, Shield Muir, and they make it all the way to Central. You need to buy the tickets at Central. Just a return for Canvas Lang, mate.
Aye.
It's like fucking a £5 cheaper.
I find it funny that he was talking about like fucking me needing a permission slip and I'm sat here drinking an Emerge, the secondary school drink of choice. but to be fair, that's back when they were 50p. A Glaswegian secondary school, I can't afford this shit anymore. Went up 20p
If you've
in
been
the
up to
past year.
70p.
Aye.
That's because we took the panda pop off you when you walked in the door. It's going to be a lot of these jokes, Mike, so...
I'm used to it.
So, what's your experience being so young on the scene?
Well, a lot of slagging for it. That's for certain. Like, but I mean,
Sickening.
honestly, I would chalk a lot of it up to jealousy. Like, you do get some people that like I've never experienced somebody being like really cunty about it, but you can get like some tones of aggression where you're just like a bit like, it doesn't sound like you're quite joking about it. But like no, I mean overall it's good because you'll get like see the cunts in comedy that you're actually like wanting to like you and all that and like are like fully genuine and they're in it for the right reasons. They like congratulate me for like starting at the age I'm up because it's like I've got all the time to improve because you'll have a comedian that's like 25 come up to me. It's like when you're my age you'll have been gone for what 7 years.
Fuck, man.
And-
That's
Mental,
Aye.
that's good. But also
Yeah.
in that, you got to think, some of it will not be even resentment then if you're saying it's like about starting at the age here. It's just that they wish that they were 18 again.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I mean I get that. It's pretty sick being this young.
Aye.
I'm soaking it all in while it lasts. I know it's a shit show for you.
Back
The only thing
pain
that's got to be
and,
murdered is getting a house.
usually
I know. I should have been.
unless you Kevin Bridges it, your generation might never own us.
I know. I mean, I should have stopped fucking around in primary school and started saving up for a mortgage. But here we are.
Oh, no.
Aye, man, all the panda pops were added up.
I mean, the first financial crash happened when I was like 7. So I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do about that?
true. So who was your kind of inspirations then to get into comedy? Who you into?
Well, I mean, it's a pretty broad question.
Aye.
Because I mean, I imagine that's a broad question for everybody. So I go into stand up, no like performing, but just like into it when I was maybe like 10 or something like that. When I just like I don't know. I think I can't remember exactly how. I think it's just like my dad liked a bit of Kevin Bridges and he was like, yeah.
You maybe grew up the same era as me, Russell Howard, Bridges, and you'd mock a wee con all the time, and that was the kind of
because I
bag brought
started
up on.
watching it so young,
Aye.
like that is the sort of era that I grew up in. Just like not really as much like seeing it on live telly, but like as what was famous at the time for like watching it on YouTube and stuff like that. Yeah. But I would say like I'd say I really, really got into it when I found Bo Burnham.
All right.
And I know, odd choice, especially if you've heard my stand-up set, because I've not really got a similar style to him. But it's like, obviously that's just due to like different places, different upbringing. He grew up in like fucking Michigan, pure middle class, and he's a musician, and I'm from Tollcross. And fucking, but like, I know, I watched that and I was just like, I just found it really appealing, like, cause I got into musical comedy, which kind of got me into comedy, cause I was like, wow, it's like, I found it really impressive, the skill of people making music and also making it rhyme and making it funny. And I found that really impressive. I found the song "Kill Yourself" on YouTube. Like, kill yourself. There's really nothing to it. Like that one. And then I went and I watched the specials. By the way, see when I fucking seen that, I watched a bit of Tosh Point O before that. I thought that was Daniel Tosh. And I had like, see when I first found that song, I had like 3 videos in my suggested and they were all called "Kill Yourself," and I was like, is this a sign? I'm 12. But yeah, no, I watched that and then that got me in and I just kept watching it. And then I was in college, I left school and I went to college and I was doing a TV production course. So I'm 17, I was a baby boy in this class because there was a lot of people in my class that were in like their mid-late 20s. So I was flung into the fucking bear pit, man. Like
A baby mid-20s, man.
Old fucks.
But from the perspective of somebody who's just left secondary school.
Those people are dinosaurs, man.
Yeah. From the perspective of somebody who dropped out of secondary school.
Feel all the time. Is this how you feel when you're talking to me?
Well, no, you. I mean, you're a shambles.
I know.
Mate, can I tell you the shock when I found out he's 23?
I've had a half paper run right.
But like, I know, that's the thing. You're sitting talking about how old he's not that much older than me.
I know, but
He seems it though, doesn't he?
That's the day. I've never seen Ryan seem as old.
I've barely any sleep.
That'll be why. That's it.
Aye. So we can move on. I quickly finish my story. So there was this guy, Paul Matt, who's on the Scottish scene, Canadian guy. His visa ran out, so he's back in Canada now. But he was doing it, and I basically just went up to him and I was just like, I think that's really cool that you do stand up, because I've always been really into it, but I just like never even knew what the first step would be into trying to get into it. And he just told me, just went, start writing jokes. He just went, see whatever you think is funny, just write it in a notepad.
Yep.
And then maybe a month or two later, he came to me and he was like, there's been a dropout at this gig tonight, do you want to do it? And I was like so unprepared, but I just thought to myself in a split second decision, I was like, see if I don't do this right now, when will I do it?
Exactly.
So I was just like, fuck it, just swallow all my, and I went up like holding my phone, shaking like a leaf.
Right, shite bag if you didn't. That's what it is. Isn't it? It's like,
I just shite. I did that to myself a lot. This morning I signed up for ultra boxing because I just went in my head,
Wait a
shite
minute.
bag if you didn't.
what's ultra boxing?
So like, you know how you did an ultra comedy course
What?
that Viv G runs?
Right.
Aye, is that for boxing?
Right.
Viv G doesn't run it, obviously.
Jesus, ready to kick.
Viv G's is like, all right, who's sparring first?
Slap him and rip him.
But I was just like, I did that first gig. I got laughs, and I just for then I was just like, I'm doing this all the time.
You catch a bug, man.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining ultra boxing like the gladiators just came back and you've just got the line of them and you're fighting them all at the same time.
Like that 5v5
There's no 5v1 this would need to be, and there's no weight division. You think you're a wee gym rat? I come against Shadow and Rhino and all the I don't know who's in the gladiators because I've not watched the new season, but
I just remember Wolf. Wolf was a big
Wolf
one.
was brilliant.
The most difficult thing when I'm doing ultra boxing is going to be finding somebody in the same fucking weight class as me.
True.
the hardest thing could be making sure that you get your head moving up so you don't lose jokes every time you take a fucking shot. You know what I mean?
Just go to try and do a set after I'm done the course, and I'm like, I need to start again.
There you go, living life to the max.
See, to have that confidence at 18, but
I know.
like, because I was doing wrestling when I was 18, but that never really was confidence because you would block the crowd out for the most part. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't have just stood up on stage and done
I
stand
see
up
if I
at 18.
started when I was 18, like I don't think I would be doing it now. Like I like when I was 18, my humour was like Family Guy and all that, and it was quite dark and shit, and there was a lot of stuff I was saying that I'm thinking back for when I'm the new. It's like that's not funny. But
Aye,
like,
that's what I find
that's just
impressive about
fucking-
how you've done it as well, man. Because I've had that thought, like, whenever I started, I didn't have my first gig till I was like about 30 or something like that, right? Or maybe 33. I'd have been 33 my first gig, right? And I kind of thought to myself, I was glad that I started then because I'd wanted to do it for a long time before. I'd procrastinated. My job kind of always was kind of in the road. I'm like, I'm just not going to do it. And I'm like, maybe I would never then to talk about. We've got plenty of things to talk about at that age. I kind of try to tell myself, it's all right, I didn't do it for 10 years. You know what I mean? Sort of thing. Like, but whereas you've just went straight in for a young age. Have you read Kevin Bridges' book?
No, I don't read a lot of books.
He reads the audiobook. So I think you probably get it on Spotify. Because-
He's what you.
'cause he started at 17.
Aye,
And line
same
of
way
venues
with
not-
Daniel Sloss. Daniel
Aye.
Sloss
Aye.
got one of his first gigs at Red Raw with a fake ID.
Aye.
Yeah.
But what I was just meaning is like it might be quite interesting for you to listen to it at that because I listened to it whenever some of the comics in the scene said to me when I started out listening to Bridges' story just to kind of get a feel for how this all kind of goes and all that, and might be like you'll be able to draw parallel in that and see it's really good. It's a really good autobiography.
Yeah, I think like what you're talking about, like about the dark sense of humor shit. I think like see growing up in the age of the internet, that sense of humor is something that was instilled in me for like a wee fucking guy, like wee like 12-year-old boy saying the N-word all the time, like type shit, like. Which is it's not something I'm proud to admit, but it's just like it was just like see when you're growing up on that era of the internet, it was just like anything goes. And it's just like honestly like and that's
There was a whole thing about that really about then, wasn't it? Like a lot of YouTube things was a bit of back like we're all kind of like
it
filming all that
caught,
really
it
the
caught
time,
up
didn't
to
it?
them. It caught
Aye.
up to them at a certain point, but it was just like I think there was like a big time on the internet where it was like I was watching like Filthy Frank and
Aye, that
iDubbbz
was
and
the
all the
kind of
people that
guys,
like can't do YouTube anymore
Aye.
because of like how fucked their content was, and it was just like that's the type of shit that you get. So I think I came to that realization a lot quicker. I just like that's not that funny.
Aye.
I just like
shock humor for just shock's
Yeah.
sake rather than actually being funny about it.
Yeah.
I think at that kind of point. But Aye, mental.
I grew up ISIS videos. I feel enjoyed them.
Oh, literally, man. Like fucking watching beheadings when you're 10, man. It's the best.
Was this because you were basically on thingy Facebook and all that, and you just
We
anything
done
went
that.
really on Facebook
That
back in the day?
Not live,
Generation.
mate.
Oh, lively.
Lively.
Well, you're finding,
Lively
you're
was
looking for it when
mental.
you go on lively, kind of thing,
Aye.
rather than some nut job.
But you need to remember, early internet was very
Unfiltered.
regulated.
If you're talking early internet, mate, I'd dial up. Right, I had
I'm not
early
talking
internet.
quite
I had a
dial
blue.
No,
I had
no.
a whale going across.
But
my
like
screen.
early like sort of second gen internet,
Aye.
like
Yeah.
when like you didn't need to type a full address HTTPS
Aye.
// www dot whatever website you want to go to find it in a fucking yellow book.
Aye.
Like when you could just
Post Google.
Aye.
post Google
Post
internet.
Google, I'm
yeah.
pre-Google, man. You must be pre-Google
I was
internet and all that.
Ask Jeeves, I think.
I was
Ask
asked you,
Jeeves was a bit, man.
and then Bing was cutting about for about 3 months, and then fucked
No,
off.
man.
Oh,
Like,
have you
Bing's
heard
still
this?
there, man.
Have you heard the
Is it?
story of Bing, man? It's so fucked because they like I can't remember. They offered to like buy Google for like some amount of money, and they were like, a wee bit more, please. And then they were like, nah, fuck off. And then like a year later, Bing was just out the question.
Aye.
Aye.
I didn't think Bing was ever that big.
Oh, it's what do you call it? It's Microsoft's Google. It's Microsoft's search engine.
Bing's
thing.
owned by Microsoft.
Aye.
So that's what you get on the Xbox, isn't that? That's how they make their business nowadays.
You used to get some hilarious things where people would go like, they would Google, you Google, that's the phrase, they would search for something on Google and show what their responses was, and then search for what Bing would say.
Yeah,
I've seen
I
that.
mind
They
that.
were always brilliant,
I
man.
mind that. Yeah.
The best thing about internet browsers was, see, mine everybody was got to raid
Area 51. Aye.
and then it was about 6 years later I seen a thing Internet Explorer saying I'm on my way to raid Area 51. I couldn't stop howling. Somebody saved that for 6 years.
Aye.
Brilliant.
Aye, when I was growing up, there was a thing called Bonzi Buddy. Do you remember Bonzi Buddy?
That rings a bell, but
And
I
it was
can't
like a wee
remember what it
monkey.
is.
We're just at the lip at this
Aye.
point.
It was like
I
a wee,
finally got a pal.
purple monkey. And you could make
the
him
wee
like sing things
purple
and stuff like
monkey
that. And it was a
thing, aye.
virus.
Aye.
Well, that's all it was just a virus.
Aye.
And it was like his my auntie and uncle had it in their computer and would just play with it
Your
for
auntie
ages
and
until
uncle
all
had
the
a
porn
virus?
popped up. Because that's what it was. It just gave you porn pop-ups. I'm like, I'm just going to keep doing this until all the porn pops up. Played with it for ages. I'm like, oh, how's this so hard?
Aye.
Man,
His
I had
auntie
a-
and uncle had a virus. No, the type of virus you usually get in Wishaw, but
Man, I had the original Napster. I had that, man.
Did you?
Yeah,
Ah, see,
I've heard Napster.
yeah, I had Napster.
Did you ever
man.
use TubeBuddy? TubeBuddy was my one.
I could barely download
No.
a song on Napster because of the dial-up. I mean, I think
No, I was all good. I was born in 2005, mate.
Forget that, man. Fucking hell. That makes me feel old, that.
Makes you
My wee
feel- makes you
sister's
feel old.
2003.
Yeah, I was a bit fin. I was nearly finished high school.
Yeah.
I was
2005. I was in uni. Right.
I know, yous are about ages with my parents.
Fuck. Are we?
Yeah. My
Wait
mom's
a minute,
38, my
Wait a
dad's
minute,
turning
you
40.
get three. You get three parents. One's 37. One's 31.
Well, I was going to say, what age did you think you...
What?
Yous are-
Well, obviously I'm not talking about him. My
You-
mom and dad
aye.
didn't have me at 5 fucking years old.
So it's Tall Cross, mate.
Wait, your mum and dad?
38 and 40.
Where'd you?
Well,
37,
actually, my
man.
dad's not even 40 yet. He's
No.
40 in May.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Stevie's 37. This
Right.
is mental.
That's
man.
it. I'm at the game now. Nah. I'm an old man.
Aye.
I'm getting. But that's the thing, though. Is like, I honestly feel like I'm going through a midlife crisis at the minute. But see, if you think it like that, the kind of life expectancy for this area is about 71 or something like that, and I'm 37. I'm fucking nearly there.
The life
You're not as
expectancy
high
in
as
Glasgow's
71.
lower than that.
Aye, but also like thingy, as I said, I'm getting tested for autism, right? And I read something on the internet the other day there that said life expectancy for people with autism can be as low as 39. I'm like, I'll be dead before I get my fucking diagnosis if that's the case. That's mental, isn't it?
Ah, it's quite...
I think that's because people end up like doing themselves in and all that way. But like,
Because they're always at train tracks and stuff.
aye.
That's fucking brilliant.
Oh, no chance, man.
So this is just us going to be feeling old and that. Have you got
Aye.
any pains? Any joint pains or anything like that yet? No.
See, the fact you need to think about it means you've
No.
No, you mean
no.
no.
No, but it's like I'm trying to like. It's just like I feel like I'm not trying to think like, oh, I've got to fuck back now. Like, but sometimes I'll feel a wee bit weak in the knees or a wee bit weak in the back, and I'll just like, it's coming.
It's no, you've still got stem cells. You'll be fine.
Aye.
Sure.
So what's the plan then, comedy wise then, kind of thing? Right, you're going to be hitting 100 gigs, you said, by the 29th of March. What are you doing this year?
before then.
So what do you call it? That's going to be your year's anniversary. What's your plans this year? You're doing the comedy festival then in Glasgow?
I'm doing the comedy festival, and then I'll be taking the comedy festival show to the Fringe when it's a bit more refined, because I'm doing it a bit more as a work in process now. Me and Tasha are kind of talking, like, because we were saying like do half an hour each, but and then we're kind of toying with maybe like do 20-25 each and have an opener, just because it might be a bit rougher in the edges doing the 30 there, because I've kind of just started doing a couple headlining gigs here and there, so I'm like honing in my 20, and I'm sure by March I'll have 30, but I think it's just kind of safer to play it that way and then just leave the full show for the Fringe. But we've got another plan for the Fringe which I've not talked about publicly yet. We're gonna be doing a show, we're thinking of calling it Daycare, so because Tasha's obviously about the same age as me, so we were thinking about getting a couple of the younger comedians on, like about 5 years, and then getting an older person to host, and then it's like they're the teacher and we're the students.
That's quality,
That's quite
mate.
funny.
Yeah. So we were thinking, we've not even messaged the cunt yet, but we were thinking about like Kirsty Lynch. That was one of the first names that came to mind.
cool.
She's got kind of teachery
Aye.
vibes.
She's brilliant
It's got
as
a
well.
mother,
She's
like-
really good.
While I'm here, actually, I think you'd be a good shout for it and all.
I have recently gave up stand-up comedy, so I will
Man,
pull
you've
my names
retired?
to-
He's
Yes,
retired
I've retired.
already.
As in, last week.
Aye.
Aye.
How come?
Just I realised, I didn't think I was going to ever speak about that on the podcast, but there you go. I realised that basically I've not got the drive for it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I've got to a point where
Can't be fucked.
Yeah, it's like, it's not even that. It's like, I feel like if I put the effort in to get to the places that you want to be, the person that can be out there headlining, getting booked, I don't think if I was getting booked every Friday, Saturday night, I wouldn't be up for it. So what am I doing it for? So I'm as well just having that clean break until that's a thing that I could do with my life if I ever wanted to get there. And if I don't, then I never do it again. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
That's the kind of point I've got to.
Aye. I mean, if you've like achieved some shit and you're happy with that, then it's like, you know, that's what it's all about, man. It's not about like trying to get somewhere definitively. It's just
Aye.
about like what you want to do. I think personally my plans for the year, because it's like, I think I spent like the majority of last year just doing open mic after open mic. And then towards the end of the year, I started to pick up a couple of like wee better shows. Like I actually got the chance to do a Comedy Dundee last week
Cool.
on Friday.
Oh,
that was really fucking cool. Gary Little was headlining. He was
he's brilliant.
phenomenal.
He's brilliant.
And then I'm doing Perth Ballroom on Friday.
Cool.
Great.
And
Who's got a story about Perth?
and then on February 6th, I'm doing Roast Battle Scotland in the
Oh,
Monkey
nice.
Barrel. Against Drew Hawley,
Aye, Drew.
a man who's been doing comedy for 5 years and he's done 30 gigs. It's quite fried. But to be fair, he did just send me a big bio, which I feel like is something that he didn't do for you.
No, I
Ben.
did. I've got a bio off him and stuff like that.
Did
I've
you?
just whenever you say thingy, have you got his bio yet? Because I just remember at the time it took him a while to give me it.
Yeah,
Like,
it took him a wee bit to give me it, but I've got the bio now, so I'm gonna start getting on the writing graph when I've got a free day. And because that like so I've just been getting these wee shows here and there, so I'm thinking finish my college course for the year, work my job. I'll probably not be gigging quite as often as I was last year because I've got other shit on my plate now, and I've got to the point where, because like honestly, like the constant gigging last year was sort of getting people to like know who I was.
Aye.
So,
Aye.
so
Aye, it definitely did.
so I was just out like fucking 3 times a week just trying to get my name in people's mouth. And now that like people know who I'm like, that's not me trying to say like, people know it, but like
they do.
comedians
They do.
know who I am.
Aye.
So like now I can settle a wee bit, focus on the writing, and just like wait for the other gigs to come around and then do open mics when I want to try new material.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the plan for the rest of the year.
Cool,
That's
man.
good to have that kind of plan though as well.
Aye.
That's fucking really smart. Aye, that was really good. But to have that time as well, and you've used it well because
Aye.
as I said, everybody knows a year. I'd say
we're
everything they said
constantly
about
bringing
most
you
year.
up because you're one of the fucking uprising stars of this scene now.
Aye.
Like,
Thank you very much.
you're killing it, left, right, and centre. Every time I've seen you, you've killed it. And to be so young and to have that talent, it's
And the confidence as well.
Aye.
The confidence is something that you can't buy, you can't get without doing.
The confidence.
The 100 gigs.
It's like fucking. So I was a fucking waster before I went to college, man. Like I was a sort of young teenager, and I was just doing a bunch of shit that I should not have been doing. Just getting
still doing that.
heavy fucking two on it on all sorts all the time. And just like I just wasn't really doing much of my life. And then I did the college course, and I was like, I know this is cool. And then I started doing the comedy, and then that was sort of my thing where I was just like, I could really do something with my life, you know. I was like, I could actually do something with this. So now I was just like, fuck it, stick my head down and like crack at it.
That's it, man.
that was my switch. When I started doing comedy, it was with my wrestling, I never had the devotion to it. Like I was just like I went out and I paid my dues and I went to the shows and I went to training and stuff, but I just was never in the gym, never really caring, never really thinking about nothing. But with comedy, it's on my mind 24/7, and it's really the switch was to prove to my boys that you can do something in your life. Do you know what I mean?
That's fucking adorable.
I love that. Because I was always, see, when I went to my mom at 14, I wanted to be a wrestler, a funner training school, whatever. They used to tell me, no, you're like, she used to take me to training on Sunday. She's like, you're not going out on a Tuesday night to go give flyers out. You're not doing this. And she used to hold me back. And it was because they were brought up with get a job, save up, buy a house, die. Right? Whereas I don't want
That's
my
my
boys.
plan.
Which is fair.
I know,
But
there's
I don't
nothing
think
wrong
it's
with
If you
fair.
that
want it.
plan.
Aye, it's fair if you want it. Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
of course it is. But I always felt like I needed something. I needed to strive for something, and I was never allowed to do it. And I wanted to show my boys, not only let my boys do it, but show them it's possible.
Aye.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I've always kind of needed an outlet. Like I was always kind of writing music and stuff like that when I was younger, and then I kind of wish I'd done this better because I'm better at this than I'm at like writing music and shit. But I kind of feel the same way as you. Like, where it wasn't party like us growing up and stuff was actually going out and performing on a stage. I always kind of felt, well, you need to go to college, you need to do drama at college and stuff like that. You need to do all this kind of stuff. But it was just. I didn't actually think like comedy was just put your name down and go
Aye.
up.
I nailed it. That was the big part that stumped me when he just told me. He was just like, you didn't realise there's just a Facebook form. Well, you just
Aye. That was mental to me.
That you're so close for being like as worse, like for being nothing to being known. You know what I mean? It's all about the ethic, isn't it? It's the work ethic.
Here's a message that I'm gonna give to you out there. See, if you want to act or do comedy or do music, Facebook is your friend. Get on Facebook and just look up open mic music or drama comedy, and there will be somebody who's willing to just take you in and let you fucking do whatever you want.
Aye.
And
The thing is to just do it. Stop procrastinating about it. See if you want to do something, just do it.
That was the best advice I got for Obi. I say it to every day I meet, every new person that I meet. I'm like, the best advice I ever got was just go up there.
Shia LaBeouf made sense doing it.
Just
Just do it. Aye.
I was wondering what you were talking about now.
No, that's pair. Get me your sleep.
you're the fucking second youngest in this room. You didn't know that.
No, I know, obviously know this chat.
He said a lot of
But to be fair,
concussions,
you
mate.
are the look littler of 23-year-olds.
That's a wee bit,
Mechanically,
that's
that's
a wee
worth a
bit of a
fuck.
compliment to that.
That's I fucking love Luke like that. Like, I love the boy.
He's so
I've not
fucking
stopped
funny,
talking
by the
about
way.
Two people that he talks about the most on this podcast: yourself and then Littler.
Look,
That's it. In that order.
Probably aye. Oh mate, he's so brilliant, man.
Aye.
See when you get through in the semi-final, I nearly hit the roof, man. And then we were in here recording the day of the final, and I've rushed home just to see Luke Humphries get that last fucking set, and I fucking started nearly greeting.
I can't believe you watched darts, man. You just proved my point about it.
What do you mean? I get a dartboard.
Everybody watches darts. What do you mean?
No, I get a dartboard from my house before I get a telly.
He's wishing he was the one playing FIFA to meet Luke on the internet, mate.
I'll buy your kebab, son.
No, I mean, what you want to know what I've adopted, which I just think has helped me in life, is just like shite bag if you don't mentality. You've just got to be but the thing is like I get that that's not just a mentality that you can just adopt, because I was already a very impulsive person. So it's just like
You can only go so far with it.
yeah,
You've got to be able to curtail that so you don't end up in a ditch at
Yeah.
the same time.
Yeah, no, but that was the thing. I was a really impulsive person and I was doing really bad things impulsively. Now I try to take that impulsivity and use it to throw myself out my comfort zone.
But that's what people do, man. They look for the acceptance, or they look for thingy, and the easiest way to get that acceptance is usually doing the wrong thing. You know what I mean? But now that you've channeled that sort of drive into something that's positive,
you need to hone it and just direct it somewhere else.
Aye.
Yeah.
definitely.
So, with being born in 2005, what?
We already get through one. We get through one podcast with it.
We did.
What's your knowledge on 9/11?
Yeah, Zach called it.
Like, did they teach you that at school?
Mostly through memes.
No, what I hear some. See, when I was at school, high school, 9/11 was taught as modern studies.
Aye.
See, my wee sister went to school. It was taught as history.
Aye. So you get taught it modern?
Did you get modern?
The cut off for history is something like 15 years. I think. Like for when it goes from modern studies to history, because we're the only country in the world that teaches modern studies. I don't know if you know
wild.
that, but that is like we're the only country.
It's a fucking.
They teach
shite.
politics, I
I
think,
fucking
don't
love
they?
modern studies.
Modern
Yes,
studies was
default.
the best of the three social
No,
sciences, in my
but
opinion.
It was my favourite.
History's
of the
100 times better.
I love history.
History's been, geography's always there, modern studies is new. I want to
Yeah,
learn a bit
exactly.
Geography
No,
will
that's
always
what
be
I
there.
like about modern
it's a-
studies. 'Cause
Geography's just
I
rocks
think
and
I
all
think
that.
it always it's important to know your history so you don't repeat it, but also like giving young people an interest in current events.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
really
yeah.
important,
Yeah.
and I think
Aye.
that's something that more
know,
countries should
but-
be doing.
And then if you can mix the two of them, you can dissect why the people now are making the mistakes, because they're not
Yeah.
listening to the history kind of
It's a
thing.
circle.
It's kind of interesting.
That's why Scotland, and it's like not something that a lot of people give Scotland a lot of credit for, but see, like politically, we are a very progressive country.
Like,
Aye, but we're fucked.
No,
We're under Tory rule.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Well.
because it's like we're a progressive teenager with an arsehole fucking Tory dad. That's like that like
It makes
lives
sense,
attached to a ball sack. That was a weird analogy. It's because England's under us, but we'll just move back. You can cut that. You can cut that.
what, got the ball sack?
Sorry,
I did that. I
vasectomy.
went to the Sandyford.
I still need to wait 7 more years.
7 more year.
Aye, you can't get into NHS under 30. It's a lot
Really?
of shite. Aye.
They did ask me a whole bunch of questions. See, whenever I went for it and all that, and they said, "Do your partner know?" And I'm like, "Well, aye, but it's none of their business at the same time." You know what I mean?
Well,
But, like-
after...
You're lucky if your missus kisses you right enough, so you're alright.
Oh, well, we're staying in separate houses now, man. I don't even know if I can call my missus now. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But, aye,
Sorry, right.
I tried to look into it. But after our Caleb was born, and...
Okay, what you and Stephen's killed?
I know. But after our Caleb was born, I went to the doctor, and I've never even went to the doctor. I phoned NHS 24 because I've not got a GP. And I says, how do I go about getting a vasectomy? I'm like, you must be the folk to ask. And like, what age are you? And I'm like, 22. I was, no.
He's fucking phoning 999 to get a vasectomy.
It was NHS.
Quick, I need an ambulance. Shut the boys off.
It was NHS. There's no
Vasectomy
emergency
stat.
number.
Get the fucking fire brigade and the jaws of life out here. I need one now. This
Your-
Wednesday, man, nothing.
And your smallest coping saw.
Sending them pictures, you think this is sharp enough?
Be like, oh, you want to know what? See if you can't make it down. I'm alright with you just walking me through it on the phone, and I'll date myself.
I've got a belter of a chopping board and a good set of sharp
That's
knives.
a bit, by the way. You should be writing this down.
See, I always say shit in the right. That's a bit. Write that down and I always forget. I'm murder.
Well, sorry, we're recording this, so you should be alright. Just
That's my
listen.
mold
Aye.
vasectomy material. I don't need it
Back
anymore.
to- Aye, I phoned NHS 24 because I've not got a GP and surely use the cunts to phone, right? So it's a non-emergency number. I wasn't expecting an ambulance.
I was actually going to ask for one of your jokes later on, but we'll.
Aye.
Aye.
But
Stevie
Mine?
Aye,
says he's
you
retiring,
shouldn't
aye.
really be phoning this number. I'm
Is this
aware-
what it-
I'm
sorry.
not a GP. I'm just looking for advice. And they're like, right, need bother. What age are you? 23? And they're like, no, you need to wait till you're 30. I says, what if I've got wins already? They're like, you still need to wait till you're 30. And I'm like,
Really?
what? I says, what are my other options?
As if they're just gonna hit you back with just
condoms.
like, aye, if you've got arsehole Wayne's, then you qualify.
No, but genuinely I asked what my other options, and she's like, condoms or go privately. So I looked into privately, and it's like $9,000.
This is a whole bit I had, man. This is my whole bit. Like
Is
I was
it?
talking about, because like I was, I looked up, man. There is on the NHS's website that it literally says the doctor will make a small incision on the ball sack, and then in brackets scrotum, as if ball sack's the fucking medical term. Right? And then my other bit was I said, so then I wasn't very happy with that information, so I went to Bupa's website, and the price of a vasectomy in there would bring a tear to the eye faster than a scalp at the ball sack. So back to the fucking NHS I went.
Ball sack brackets.
I
Scrotum.
know, it's true. The first time I said it, I actually had it in my phone because
Just like, believe me, guys. Like, I'm not talking shit.
after that, I was like, people will just believe me.
And then it will say aftercare and stuff. Remember to wash your helmet.
Do not pull the heat off it for at least a week.
Make sure that no foreign objects get into your jap side.
And then like,
What's that even called?
Urethra.
you can't even call it that. The first time you caught it.
I always forget what that I always forget to dissect that word into what it actually means.
They got a wee dissection in there. They made a small incision. You know they done it through the one hole. Like it's like keyhole almost. They did it through one. They cut one side and then they go in and they snip both through the one. So they only need to put one scar on you.
How big did your balls get after it?
Oh my god, I had an absolute. Well, again, the
that a
material
thing?
was. Aye.
Aye.
Mate,
Well,
they
we
cut your
braced and all
ball.
that.
Would you think Captain? Nothing. It was like that. Fucking. Well, maybe not that.
That
but it
episode
felt
of South
like that.
Park.
That's
with
what I
Rogan
think with the
Ballcamp.
It
bouncing the
felt like
balls.
that, man.
Oh,
Get it?
mate,
And it's
I am
black and
such a
blue.
belter.
It's black and your balls are in there. Yeah.
You can play a game of swing ball.
Aye. I said it was the same size and shape as a well-kicked mitre Fitbit. That's what it fucking looked and felt like, man.
Oh,
it was massive.
miters.
Did you have like bandages in that one, or what happened?
No, I think it stitched kind of thing, and the stitches just go away eventually. But you've got, especially because only done it on one side. It was little and large, man. It was like fucking.
Oh, is it?
It was that. It was huge for a while, man. And it's just because of the bruising and the scarring and shit.
See,
Maybe.
I always think I'm going to need to pay more for a vasectomy because I've got 3.
Right, hold the
Wait,
fucking bus.
you've got what? 3 balls?
3 balls? Nah. What episode are we on here? I always say it's the
I was
third
just about
one.
to say, how do you not know this shit?
I know.
I mean, like, obviously, I don't.
tell you this.
No, because one of the prerequisites of getting this show was I have to get the rollies out and that. So, you know,
That's just because he'd seen fucking Saltburn. He's just like,
Oh, what a
I
fucking
used to
film,
put
by
it
the
out
way.
in the PE changing rooms.
no, right.
There
is
they
that
are,
just
sir.
for the teacher? There you are, sir.
We've got Saltburn episode. Listen to that one. What? How? Go.
Right, so I don't.
Aye.
I technically don't have 3 testicles,
Oh, there we go then. Talk about
Technically
that.
don't.
but I have a third round object in my ball sack that I've never got checked. But
You've never get checked.
You've never got fucking checked.
Nah. I've had it since I was 12. I must about to tell my mum I've got a fucking third ball.
Well, just tell them doing YouTube.
Aye,
right?
listen,
No, I don't really care.
I just showed to the teacher.
Aye.
So what? What do you mean?
I googled it, right, and it could be a cyst, it could be a fat deposit, which it probably was because I was quite heavy when I was younger. It
No,
could
I
be.
don't eat a burger that goes to your balls. I don't think that's how it works.
A minute on the lips, a lifetime on the sack.
But apparently it could be a number of things, and it's never caused me any pain or problems, so I've just never bothered.
You ever bothered? Aye.
I
think that's good, mate.
want to see it.
I don't.
Ah, day.
don't.
Get them it.
I will get it out
Oh,
off
aye,
camera,
don't, aye.
'cause aye.
No, I think I'm alright for seeing that.
Remember, shite bag if you don't mentality.
There's a video of my Willie on Twitter that with 8,000 views. Do you think I'm fear to get my balls out?
What do you
Is
mean?
it 8,000 balls?
What's going on
There's a
here?
lot of new information coming out
What do
here
you mean there's
today.
a video with your
I was
wallet?
in Holding Cavos and fucking my mate took a video of me coming out the shower and I've just dropped my towel and started to swing my willy about, and he put it on Twitter to try and wind me up. I'm like, I don't really care, mate.
And his balls was gone like a fucking
And it
Newton's
was
cradle.
8,000. No, it was mere going like a pine needle in the wind, man. But
This can't be real.
Wait. Has any bird that you've ever been with said anything about it?
no, that I can recall. But no doubt a few of them have seen it. Aye.
Was it visible?
Is it the source of all your powers?
Is that your funny bone?
Aye.
What
That's
if
where all
they
my
cut-
demons come from.
What if they cut that out and it's like Samson, man? You just like you're no the same you anymore, man. You've lost you. Like Chandler when he got rid of his third nipple in Friends.
Like when fucking Charles Boyle got rid of that leather jacket in the last season of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I've not seen the last season yet. I keep forgetting to watch it.
It's been fucking like 2 years, mate.
I
Fucking
know. I
catch
just
up.
keep forgetting.
He's too busy playing with all his balls. I mean, you think how much time you spend as a young man with the two of them? He's got a full fucking other one to play down there, man.
Well, I
It's a
used to.
threesome every time.
Well, I'm going to blow your mind one more time.
I doubt
Right.
it. I doubt
And
it.
neither one of you've got
Right,
two
wait,
ways, by the way.
He's going to blow. He's going to blow our mind after the
Right.
bombshell.
I
is.
have one biological, no mine.
Well,
So I've
one
You would have
like
known
us.
this if you'd watched the episodes.
One with your boss is biologically no,
Oh,
you got
that's all,
four
mate.
involved.
You get eggs to be going
Aye,
on.
so
You're all right.
basically, my nickname later on in high school was One Nipple, Three Balls.
You've only got one nipple.
I
and
don't.
You get three
I've
balls.
got both nipples, but one day in the PE train, a lot of shit happened.
It travelled. It travelled.
No, I sprayed a full can of
Oh,
Lynx.
don't. Why do that?
Because I was a
fills
wee
me with
dick.
fear. Right, go.
I've
Right,
done that before.
And I sprayed
to be
a
fair.
full can of Lynx on my nipple and I pinged it, and you seen part of my nipple leave my body.
And the other part ran away to the balls. I'm safer down here.
He's not going to spray these.
So
That is.
I think a good experiment for the podcast for us to do would be to spray a full can of Lynx on
On
your
your
third
ball.
ball. and we can do the surgery in here.
Yes. That's crazy, man. And it's so nonchalant. It's like I've got a growth.
How would they even vasect me then? How would they perform a vasect? It's
I know.
not attached, is it then? Or is
it's
it?
attached to the left one. You can feel there's a bit of, like, it's not like hanging off it. It's like there's a left ball, right, and then there's like, I don't know, like some type of ligament or skin or something, and then it's like a tiny wee pea-sized ball just hanging off about with the left. Nut.
So you getting a vasectomy will be like one of the mazes in the back of kids' restaurant menus. It's for Charlie Chalks. I was going to say Charlie Chalks and realised that you don't know what Charlie Chalks is.
No,
No.
it's Charlie Chalks.
Charlie Chalks was it? It was what was it called? The Brewers Fair and all that. What
Is
they
that
were
called
called?
Charlie
Oh,
Chalks? I
They
thought,
were
was it?
called.
Like
The one in Belfast.
Bear lunch and that.
Eh?
What, bear lunch?
Bear lunch.
Up in Newhouse.
You used to get your
Oh, right,
dinner
right,
So
aye,
are
aye,
you off in Offland then?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Where's Tollcross? I don't know places.
East End of Glasgow.
Ah, right, yeah.
But it stays near you now, so.
No, I don't.
I thought you stayed near you.
No, my bird stays in Eldray.
Oh, right.
Is that how you done? Back Aldi's one and done? Was that just?
That was
That's
a one
a real
and done
place,
because not to get
It's
too
no
into
longer
it,
back at Aldi's.
but like, well, first of all, that is a very good point. It is no longer back at Aldi's
Is it
because
not?
they're
Aldi's shut
no.
down.
It's still called Backy Aldi's, but they're turning that Aldi's into a fucking pure gym. So
Backy Pure Gym.
and Backy Pure Gym's a bit of a mouthful. So
It would make
For,
you think
for
that
those
you're
of you that
getting-
don't know, there is a cafe in Airdrie called Back at Aldi's because it was at the back of an Aldi's, which is
In
genius.
back of the Pure Gym, they'll need to change their thing to being protein shakes and all that rather than square sausage in a roll.
aye, so to try not to get into it, just in case anybody sees this. So basically, I got told to advertise that night off of the owner of the cafe, lovely women, but like, see, to get like, because like in a cafe, you're obviously bringing in a lot of older people for Airdrie. What the older people for Airdrie love? Karaoke. So, it was a comedy night, and then I was like, can we do a bit of karaoke at the end? And then it was sort of implied that I'd get a sound system sorted, and then we had to sort our own sound system. So Jimmy Longmere bring a sound system to the gig, and then obviously after the comedy was done, he left. So and then one of the cafe clients starts kicking the fuck off because the microphone's not there, and we're just like, but we can just put there's about 40 of us in here anyway. Everybody left after the comedy was done. We can just put the laptop up and you can do the karaoke for that. And then there was just a whole big fight after it, and it was just it just wasn't good, man. But like. Back at Aldi's, it was a really good gig because like everybody in there was good crack. They had a good laugh. You were supposed to be on that.
Aye, but I never did in plan for the Fringe, and it was just coming up to the Fringe, wasn't it? It was just a few weeks before it.
Because I was.
So I took a step back to let somebody on the Fringe.
Yeah, I had to cut the lineup down a bit.
Aye.
And there was a lot of people there doing like wee bits that were like doing shows at the Fringe. So I was just like,
and I
just
says
let
I'm
them
not
go.
doing nothing. I'll take a step down.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a good gig, and then I did Defamation Station at
How
the
was
Clutha.
doing a gig in a cafe? Like, because we've done one in a barber's, which was odd.
That sounds more odd than doing it in a cafe.
It was a special barber's that was built for this type of shit.
Yeah, there's like a stage.
There was a stage, but the stage directly on the right hand side of the stage is barber chairs and mirrors. It was strange, but it was a fun gig.
Was empty getting their hair cut while it was going on?
No. And do you believe it or not, it was actually my barber's.
Was it? Aye.
So wait, what's your questions about it being in a cafe then?
Like, how was it gigging in a cafe?
It was really cool because obviously it wasn't during cafe times.
Aye, that's what I'm wondering how it worked.
It was later on in the night, and it was like, if you've been in back Aldi's before,
Aye.
it's kind of a tight space. So we were doing it up like where the window is. That was like the stage,
Oh, right,
and then
aye.
we had to like move some tables around, and there was only a certain amount of people we could fit in there. But like, see, because it's such a compact room, like that fills out the room quite easily. So like it was a good gig, and obviously you didn't need a very powerful sound system to get the noise across the room. You could have just talked.
So you weren't needing to compete with like folk getting a latte and they.
That was a really good part about it, and it was like
Good
also
impression, Stevie.
it was like bring your own booze, which is probably part of the reason why Dana bring your own booze gig in Airdrie. That's definitely a big part of the reason why it got cancelled after the first night.
See, to be fair, see if I hear Edens bring your own booze, I'm right up for it, man.
Oh my god, I know. I used to go to Sketchy Beats a lot in my first year, but it's like such a trek to travel because like when you get up to Edinburgh, you need to get like a bit of a bus as well,
right.
and it's just like I need to leave dead early.
Aye.
So, but like I know because the woman that kicked off, it was like 3 bottles of Bucky deep. So
Well,
it
you
happens.
Aye. It happens.
What about
aye.
the barbers? Not? Did you bring your own hair? Is that what they was like?
Well, he never.
They do my beard.
But you guys were like, was it like empty getting their hair cut, and they were like, "Oh, that's a belter joke." Oh shit! I've just gave you a fucking big night ticket.
Al
Didn't
did bring
expect.
his own hair. All of the hair just shrunk down from his head and came at his chin.
Yeah.
Aye, cover my chins. But no, but obviously there was nobody getting their hair cut or anything like that. It was just, he just used the space. Like he has like Christmas dinner in it and stuff like that.
Aye.
Like, it's like a really
It's quite.
big
It's got a
room.
multifunctional.
Aye,
But it mainly
functions
functions as a barber's. But you can put everything aside and you can use. There's a stage, and it's actually quite a decent wee gaff.
Aye.
But there's a stage, and you can set out hundreds of chairs, and there's a wee kitchen in the back that if you buy a packet of crisps, you get 4 cans of lager with it.
Wait. I was about to make another point. What, you buy a packet of crisps?
You buy a packet of crisps.
One packet of crisps,
For a
and you get
tenner.
4. Oh.
We get what we're saying.
So,
Now.
aye, alright, I get that. I thought you meant like buy a packet of crisps, here's 4 lager. No.
No.
But did anybody have any hair related material?
Why are you looking at me? No?
I made a joke about hats.
That doesn't count.
That's kind of near your hair, innit? Aye.
No, I
Hair adjacent.
What was your hat joke?
Cause Jamie Chell went up, Kyle Samuel went up, and somebody else went up with a hat. And I was wearing a hat, and I'm like, oh, we've run out of budget for hats. I can't even mind what it was, but it went
When
right.
they open it.
Did you ever have a,
I
have a
don't wear-
barber? Did you ever have a barber that get raging with you because as soon as you get your hair cut, you put a hat on?
No.
No? Oh, it used to happen to me all the time.
No,
so I was a
I
hat
would never put a
connoisseur.
hat on after
I
the
see.
haircut.
I
Have
brave
all
face
like-
it, wait till I'm around the corner for the barbers, and then I'm
No,
like,
I wait till I've had a shower and get all the excess hair off, you know, that freaks me
I was
out.
a pure like hat connoisseur, man. I always had my hat
See, in the
on.
summer,
kind of
I
thing, so
walked came for the
I was
back.
shooting, and they were like, "You've just hung up."
My hair.
See, in the
My
summer,
haircut. There's your money.
you get paid at the end of the day, IOA.
I've just noticed you've had a haircut.
Nobody's noticed that I shaved.
Oh, I thought... Mate, I wouldn't notice if
there
you
was
did.
something. There was something. Like,
Nobody said about it at work, either of that, man. Like, no.
I wouldn't have noticed if you dyed your hair pink. I wouldn't.
Because I've not slept.
Too busy looking at my third ball.
So you're on giving up your t-shirt there, looking for your other nipple. Fuck's this here?
I'll turn up eventually.
Your hair is looking cracking though, mate.
Thank you.
You've got business do. Is this your business do? Or you cut it last?
I got it cut into the sort of mullet thing like just before. It was after like 2 years of pressure. I've cunts just like, you should get a mullet, and I was like, no.
I nearly fell for that.
And then my hair got like really out of hand. You've seen me like with a haircut that I had before this. It's actually no. I mean, it was good, but it was just like it got to the point where I couldn't see. And then I was just like, all right, fuck it. You want to know what? I'll just try it. And then I got it cut, and immediately it was horrendous. But and then see after a week or two, I kind of grew into it. So it's looking a bit better.
That's what it is.
But I mean, to be fair, having it be horrendous at first is what I get for paying £8 for a mullet.
That's a good price for a mullet, man.
That's ideal.
Like,
technically, it is only half a haircut, so.
Exactly. Because I got a haircut one time on a Sunday, right? And it was the worst experience of my life because, like, it was probably that woman that you were saying it was 3 bottles of bucky deep. You know what I mean? She was coming in, cutting my hair, and it was all sticking up at the back. My fringe was all way to fuck kind of hang, and they were like, it's the first time MDs came out with a wee hang, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? Like, what have you done to my head? When you wash it, it'll be fine. Jink, I didn't wash my hair before I came out, you cheeky bastard. You know what I mean? And then, and I thought about it, and then I had to pay them, and it was like, and you're saying £8 for it, it would cost me £13. Like, I've paid her time and a fucking half to cut my hair a banger. I've gave her Sunday hours wages to give me a shite haircut. I was fucking beeling. I've never been back to that place.
I've got 2 bits. I know it doesn't grow. I'm a joke, but the 2 bits at the back of my head that my hair doesn't grow, and folk keep thinking that somebody's shaved my head when I've been sleeping.
All right, like two kind of like completely hangy patches.
It's like stress related and stuff like that.
I was just about to ask. So like,
what I used to see whenever I was, it's unfortunate hair stories here. When I was a young boy and I was about 16, I used to just shave my head. Right, I used to shave it right, and there's a skateboard on that. Shave my head, kind of hang. But I had a big chocolate button of a mole or a freckle on that side of my head, right? So you could always see this big freckle that I had there, and then
you kept the head over it.
I just shaved my head, and then I went to that stage. Somebody said I looked like Sinead O'Connor, right? I've got photo evidence. I did look like Sinead O'Connor. See if you're on my Facebook, I think it's one of the only photos that's up on my Facebook is the picture of me side by side with Sinead O'Connor with my 16-year-old bus pass, right? And I looked like Sinead O'Connor. I'm not going to deny it, right? So I grew my hair as long as it would go for that point, right? I went like right the way down, like right by my shoulders and that. And when I hit about 18, all the pigment in my moles disappeared. See, like there, I've got another like one up here or around there. It all went white. So that's no there anymore. There's no mole there or no freckle there.
But it just turned into white hair?
Yep.
I've never heard of that in my life.
These 2 are fucking medical marvels, aren't they?
What's mental is,
I thought I was interested with the celiac disease. I'm fucking nothing on these kinds.
I've got 2 ingrown toenails. That's all I've got. And diabetes, probably.
Ingrown toenails are such a bastard. I never get them, but I've heard the stories. I've heard stories of people needing to get like the whole nail pulled off.
Do you want me to show it?
No, because I will come.
You keep your
you're already, what do you call it? You've got this to look forward to. Aye, mental man.
But we said, Steve, we jumped to the tap in there.
Oh, right, no, it was just another story about my... Alright, I'll tell you then, right. I was at a gig years ago, and I was at the edge of a mosh pit, and somebody blindsided me, and my knee hit the ground for standing up, right? Like, whap, right off the deck. Took a Syrian, had to hobble into the St John's ambulance, kind of hanging there, patching me up, giving me like something minute. And why the lead singer of the one support bands came out, right? And they were going like, oh, you alright there? Kind of hanging, blah, 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 and talking away to me. And then I'm hobbling down the stairs at the All Day BC, and I'm talking with the guy because he's out there getting a snout. And he went, you've been touched by an angel. And I'm like, excuse me? He's like, the white patch in your hair, that's what people say, you've been touched by an angel. And I'm like, all right. He's like, it's a Mexican thing. And I was like, never heard this phrase in my life before.
Probably because you're not Mexican.
But see, right, this is the point. I went to him, obviously it's Glasgow. We don't have a lot of Mexicans, especially like fucking 20 years ago whenever I was at this gig. I was like, it's probably because I don't know many Mexicans. And he was like, I know a lot of Mexicans, and then like turned away like that, and I'm like, does he think I'm being some? I was like, literally, we're in Scotland. There's no like a border between us where we'll, you know what I mean? I was like,
do you know who
You
it
should
was?
ask him
I
how
don't know
much
why I name
Finnish
it.
Like, you just don't really get Hispanic cunts
aye,
in Britain.
in Scotland especially, it's
Yeah.
freezing cold. It's fucking like
Maybe
only-
in London.
it's 2004 or something as
Aye.
well. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know, like. Maybe there was some sort of, maybe there was a thing going on about that in America at the time. There always usually is.
true,
Like
aye.
George W. Bush was in power probably about that time. You know what I mean? When it was
Aye.
going on.
No,
But I was like,
after
wow,
9/11.
he probably left me thinking I was being some sort of arsehole about
Aye.
like immigration, like law, literally, because I live in Wishy. There's literally zero Mexican people in Wishy. Like that's how I've heard this phrase that you've came
North
up with.
Lanarkshire has got, apart from the Highlands, like North Lanarkshire has got to be like the whitest
It's something
area
like
in Scotland.
99.8% white British or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculously like the
Do you know,
whitest part
see
of the
when you need
country.
to fill out that census and you need to put white British, do you not feel pure racist?
I always get white Scottish.
I always
get the
put white
choice,
Irish.
white
Do you?
Scottish,
You're white
obviously.
Irish?
Yeah, I mean, like, well, no, because when I say ethnicity, I'll just like stick Irish in, just because like if an Indian guy came to like Scotland and then like it said ethnicity, I'd imagine he'd put Indian, because ethnicity is like your cult, like your background.
Aye,
innit?
true. So if they read your name, it's probably
Aye, Michael Mac,
It's a giveaway.
Makes sense.
Aye, if I had the name Michael McElhinney and I put white British, they'd be like fucking traitor.
Folk died in the
That
street.
reminds me of the time I was in a Celtic pub with a guy called Paddy the Proddy. It was the weirdest thing ever. It was just confused the life out of me. And a Celtic pub with Paddy the Proddy. That's what he introduced himself as. Alright, I'm Paddy the Proddy, and I'm like,
I think like being called Paddy the Proddy is fried enough in itself. Never mind being called Paddy the Proddy and drinking in a Celtic pub.
Aye.
it was mental. He's somewhat bad, but
He sung no bad, did you say?
I said somewhat.
Oh, he's some lad.
He sung no bad. He came up, told me his name was Paddy the Proddy, and then started singing the Rebs. he had the voice of an angel.
The most confused guy in Scotland.
Have you not seen that guy at the shop? No, it's no shopkeeper, but there's a guy in a shop that keeps videoing this guy, and he comes in with like a St. Mirren scarf on, and then the next day it's a Celtic tap, and then he'll come in with a Marvel flag, and then
He just loves football.
Aye.
Aye.
The fan
I
of the
can't
game.
rate it.
but he'll come in and oh no, leave this. bit.
There's a guy on TikTok and that wears like half England, half Scotland.
I've
Hats
seen
and
that
half
before.
Rangers,
Aye,
half
Aye,
Celtic.
he was on a
I've seen
pod.
him. Is he in here?
He was
I've
in
seen
here.
him.
Aye.
I've seen
Aye,
him.
he was in
The
here.
bald guy? No, is he bald? No, he's not. But aye, he was in here, wasn't
Aye,
he?
he was in Dean Kai's podcast.
All right.
The other
yeah.
day.
So is he for Scotland?
But I don't know if he's. I don't know.
He would mark
We'll need to watch.
American in the census, wouldn't he?
Oh well.
He just did something with his hand.
You're just ruining the magic of podcast.
TV production,
I
man.
know, aye,
It's a fucking podcast, right? It's not like we're sitting filming Jeremy Kyle or something. I don't
No, you've
This is basically Jeremy
Well,
Kyle. What
well,
we're saying. We
like
just
I-
found out he has a third testicle
Exactly.
and he's been touched up by an angel.
It's very Jeremy Kyle
Aye, in
vibes.
fact, how's that work? How do you get touched up by an angel and I get touched up by my uncle?
Was your uncle an angel?
I'm busy fuck.
So did you say to him?
I feel
I've
quite-
got 3 boys.
I feel quite bad when I make jokes like that.
He was
'cause
one
I've
of the
got-
Blue Angels, that's who he was.
You were talking about that. Well, that's a callback and a half,
There you
that,
go.
by the way. Because we're talking about motorcycle gangs.
Right. So So thanks for coming in, Mick. Though you've got
Aye.
a gig. Right. Plug your gigs.
Plug your gigs, maybe.
Alright, so 22nd and 29th of March during the Comedy Festival, I will be doing a split bill show with Tash and Mott. Going to be very funny. It's called Young Team. And that will be in the Tenants Lounge. February 6th, I'll be doing a roast battle in the Monkey Barrel against Drew Hawley. That should be a lot of fun. Trying to think if there's any big ones. I mean, like, see if you want to go as far ahead of June. I'm doing a Friday, Saturday at Breakneck Comedy sometime in June. I'll send them the dates.
Nice one.
Aye. Thank you very much for having me. It's been a lot of fun.
No, it's been a pleasure, mate.
pleasure.
And we've got our show as well. 17th.
17th of March.
Aye.
2:15 in the Van Winkle's West
West
End.
End. We are fucking getting good at this, by the
Aye,
way.
aren't we? Aye.
Yeah, bring
Come
your
and
pals.
start
This
your
week's
Sunday session with us.
We will do links and stuff below the
Oh, that's
video.
a good
We'll
point.
send across links and that.
2:15 is a great time for a Sunday session.
Oh, by the way, I'm on that night at Cross My Laugh. My first ever paid gig. Well, my first ever booked paid
They
gig.
won't have me. don't know why. They just
I'll
didn't
have a
really
look.
like my stand. I sent him a clip and he was just like, you're not what we're looking for.
What?
You've got time to grow though.
know.
You know what I mean?
Aye. You've got
These
years.
opportunities will come.
Aye. But it's past Mick's bedtime, so we will see you
Aye.
next week. Catch you, strips.
Goodbye.